Jesus said, "Don't judge and you won't be judged." But what do I do when I see people doing something wrong? What I usually do is judge and condemn them, and then I reject them. What happens when I reject others? I get rejected back. And then by choosing to allow those thoughts and feelings to control me, I reject again, which eventually leads to living death. It's another vicious cycle. What's it like to live in the judgment cycle? I notice people's faults all the time. I try to control people and their circumstances so they do the right thing. Or I have periods of feeling frustrated, angry, and depressed. I have trouble admitting I'm wrong. I don't try to understand people. I only want to see if they know what they're talking about. Or perhaps I call people bad names and mentally curse them. I have a hostile relationship with former friends or family. And ultimately, I do the same thing that I judge others for doing. The book of James says, "There's only one lawgiver and judge, the one who is able to save and destroy. But who are you to judge your neighbor?" So what do I do when I see people doing something wrong? Do I pretend that what they're doing is right? Do I make excuses for their wrong behavior and pretend that it's okay? What did Jesus do? What example did he set when he saw people doing something wrong? Jesus' disciples went to a town that rejected them, and James and John wanted to call down fire from heaven to consume them. But Jesus rebuked them and said, "You don't know what manner of spirit you are of." In the Gospel of John, Jesus said, "If anyone hears my sayings and doesn't keep them, I do not judge him. I did not come to judge the world, but to save the world." Paul the Apostle says, "We have the free gift of being accepted by God, even though we are guilty of many sins." So what do we do when we see people doing the wrong thing? Instead of choosing to judge and condemn them, because when we condemn them, we end up rejecting them, which causes us to get rejected and reject back and leads to living death. What can we do instead? We can remember what Jesus did. We can remember that Jesus died for people that were doing wrong things, including me. When I remember what Jesus did, I can choose to love others in spite of their faults. Paul the Apostle writes in the book of Ephesians, "Be humble and gentle, be patient with each other, making allowance for each other's faults because of your love." I don't have to pretend that what people are doing is right in order to reverse the judgment cycle. I just need to remember that Jesus loves the people that I see doing wrong, and he died on the cross to save them. Then I can stop condemning them and start loving and accepting them the way Jesus loves and accepts me.